Good morning, all. I hope you slept well. Ooh, I woke up at 3:21. 1, 2, 3, 3:21 backwards. I did indeed. And it came to me. So, for the last 3 years, since my entire life was ripped up, my son's school was all entangled in it. My son's schooling, the administration, the teachers, I had him in travel soccer since he was 7 years old. And, well, of course, like everything else in my life, that got ripped up and spit in front of my face times a trillion. Not only the travel team, but also the soccer in school. And I don't give a crap what anybody says. I don't give a crap what anybody implies. Those that were involved know exactly it's true. And I know who you are. I know who you are. And that's something that you get to live with for the rest of your life on your conscience. And that's just the truth. That's the reality of this whole entire thing. All those entangled in it have to live with the things that they did for the rest of their life on their conscience because of he said, she said crap. Literally, instead of just coming and talking to me, there's that factor of it. Ding, ding, ding. Or, I don't know, take the entire course of our relationship and our interactions, take that into account, and then compare that to the things you're being told or fed. Polar opposite. But why? People, hear me out now. People like money. People like money. People like to go along with narratives. People also just for some reason wrestle with things inside their soul when it comes to jealousy, envy, and hate. Jealousy, envy, and hate. That's what this whole thing is entangled with. That's what it started with. Jealousy, envy, and hate from the get-go. From the get-go. Why? Because of what I carry inside of me. What I carry inside of me, what I look like, how I move, how I think, how I operate. And how I am now is the same person I was before. The only difference is I'm not a people pleaser. I know what I carry inside myself, and I'm stronger within myself. I don't allow people outside of me to tell me how to feel about myself. Those are the only things that are different. And so you take all those actions, you roll it into who I was before. That's why everything's ignited. That's why everything is ignited. And that's how God strategically planned it. Because there's a lot of evil in this world. From the top, from the bottom, from the side to the side. And a lot of it is in a lot of communities. It's not just mine. There's a lot of communities in this little nation of ours. It's sad. It's sad what they're doing to us. Sad. You're either on the fence where you go along with the narrative, you take out the payouts, you be one of their bots, or you're on the side of the fence where you're completely always exploited and TI'd. It's one of those things. You just have to learn to live with it. And I have. I recognize this is my new life. My new life. 10 toes down, too. That said, seeing as they not only pinned my son and I against each other times a trillion, they completely demolished his academics in different ways because of the manipulation and the coercion that was being done inside our little family unit on the full front when it comes to the schooling system and all the administrators in school and online school. And so that said, my son graduates next year. He's going into his senior year this year. And I've been trying to get him established in another school in my local area. And if you want to have a background, let me provide you a little background of my son and I's relationship and all that we have been through. All right. This is going to be a little informative video. Seeing as there's all these lies and narratives, let me go ahead and clear those up. 4:32 on the clock. My son he has struggled in school like many, many other children because he is different, just like I am. Many people are different. They don't fit in that mold that they tell us our children have to fit in, right? And so when he was in first grade, he was held back. He was extremely hyper. And so, of course, they fed into the ADHD. He's ADHD. He needs to be put on medication. So first grade is when I started the whole counseling venture. My son and I have been in counseling since he was in first grade, in and out of counselors. And if you went back and you looked at our history, you'd be able to see it. So he started on his medication when he was in first grade. All right. We've been in and off of all kinds of different medications. You name it, we've been on it. He's been diagnosed with ADHD, bipolar disorder, personality, all kind. He's been labeled like, I think 4 or 5 different disorders out there. I'd have to go through the list and look at it. I've had a full psychological thing done. I got all that stuff, right? We've went through, and again, for entertainment purposes only, if 555 on the clock, if you watch my videos and you judge, keep scrolling. All right. It's hard for me to talk about these things because I don't ever want anybody to look at him any sort of way, but it needs to be talked about because there's a lot of kids out there that go through this crap. All right. He's been in and out of Baker acting a few times. Third grade, he brought a pocket knife, a little fishing pocket knife to school. It was something that my ex-husband's father-in-law, like that was a whole tanglement of that, ex-father-in-law, all this crap gave him, right? And so he brought it to school. Well, they have that zero tolerance, which I get. Mind you, he was in third grade though. He was in third grade. All right. So he was expelled for the remainder of the year and I had to homeschool him for third grade. I went in front of the school board, did everything that I had to do to try to fight it. Have you been in front of the school board at a hearing and pleaded for your child to not be kicked out of school at third grade because you know third grade is a transitional year? You haven't? You haven't went through that? Sit down. Because I have. All right. So I homeschooled him third grade, the remainder of third grade. I was working full time, homeschooled him, had him in daycare. Single mom through all this. Okay. My son has been to, let's see here, 5 different schools in the same community. He's been to 5 different schools and every school has been a different experience. Every school. Imagine that. Isn't it funny how everything ties in together? And you can't tell me otherwise. I know that there's a lot of kids out there right now and a lot of parents fighting the system, fighting the school system. Because your child may be a little different. Your child isn't the smartest one in the bunch. Because again, it's all politics. They have all these different programs out there that are for the kids that are a little bit smarter, a little bit brighter. And you know what? Those kids matter too. But so are the ones that are a little different, right? But if yours is a little different, things outside of the box, maybe not the book smarts, but definitely on the street smarts, well, they don't really care. Now, I'm not saying everybody in the school system's like that, but few and far between. All right. And so I can't tell you how many emails back and forth, how many phone calls I've made, how many meetings I've had, sky's the limit with his IEP, all this stuff. There's things with his IEP that haven't been followed by law. They're supposed to. He's been humiliated in front of class because he's on an IEP. You're not supposed to do that either by law. Called that out, but nothing happened. So let's keep belittling our kids because they're a little different in front of their peers. And that's okay. Shh. That's okay. At least in my little city it is. My little Okaloosa County. And all those entangled in it know. You can go back and look at all the records, all the emails. But of course all mine have been deleted. Go figure. Why is that? Exactly. Sit down. That said, I'm moving mountains to try to get him in a new school so he can have a better senior year, start fresh, start with a new foundation. And I just got news this morning that it's temporarily approved. That right there is God moving. And this is a fair warning, a little disclaimer to the school that he is going to. You better do right by him. Because I'll be able to pick up on it real quick. And it's not a side of me that you want to see if I have to walk in there and start advocating, because I'm a different person now. I'm a different beast.